Namaskar. Subject CPS 3 and CPS 4. Curriculum and Pedagogic Studies School Subject First English. Unit number 1 we are studying 1.3 Grammar, Methods of Teaching Grammar. So today's we will see methods of teaching grammar. In last video we have seen meaning of grammar, objective of teaching grammar, types of grammar. Now today we will see methods of teaching grammar, and then next video will be on merits of teaching grammar. So let's see the methods of teaching grammar. There are various methods of teaching grammar. The first one is that the traditional method. This is the first method we will see. The second one is that the informal method. Third one is that the reference or correlation method. Next one is that the deductive method, and last one is that the inductive method. So let us see one by one the methods. The first one is that the traditional method. The traditional method is very important one. In this method, grammar is taught with the help of a grammar book. So we have a grammar book, and with the help of it we learn it. The grammar book contains definitions, rules, examples, and some exercises. So to learn it, all these are important. So teacher makes clear the definitions and rules to students with the help of some examples, and then he proceeds from definitions and rules to examples. That is the process of this method. Then he asks to do some exercises and memorize the definitions and rules by heart. So by memorizing we learn the rules and definition, and that rules and definition we are going to apply in a sentence or while making a sentence. That is the so it is called the traditional method because it is used by traditional way. So that is the important thing of these methods are, so it emphasizes on rule learning. So rule learning is very important thing in this method. It proceeds from simple to complex, known to unknown, and particular to general. That are the maxims are followed here. So it is not interesting for students' point of view. These are some merits and demerits we have discussed in general. So hope you understood this, the traditional method. Let's see the informal method. This is another very important method. This method advocates the teaching of grammar not by rules but by usage. In last method we see we learn the grammar by rules, but here we learn the grammar not by rules but by usage. So usage is given more importance in this method. By practicing in speaking, reading, and writing grammar, we learn the grammar. That is the that's why we call it we learn it by usage. This method is beneficial at the early stages because at the early stages we are going the child is going to develop his language. Generally, how do he observe his mother tongue and he learns. Likewise, it is important to introduce any new languages in this stage, so he acquire it by usage. It explains the correct usage informally during correction of words. That is very important thing in this method. Some important points are here. All rules cannot be taught. Here we can't taught all the rules of grammar because we are going to learn the language by usage. So that is important thing. Students do not get systematic knowledge of grammar using this method, so it consumes much time and labor of the student. These are some merits and demerits of this method. So that is in this method we learn language by usage. That is very important thing. Let's see the third method of teaching grammar, that is incidental or correlation method. See, generally I was learn the English grammar through this method. This method because my teacher used this method most time. This method also called as incidental or reference method. It is called incidental or reference method because while teaching the textbook, the grammatical rules and their implications are explained. When the teacher is explain the textbook or any lesson in the textbook, if he find any grammatical example or grammatical rule, then he is going to explain it. For that purpose it is called as a incidental or reference, and that grammatical rules and their implications are explained to us. That's why it is called as incidental. So teaching a textbook and teaching a grammar go simultaneously in this method. So grammar is taught by relating it to the textbook, translation and composition. So it is called reference or correlation method, because while teaching a textbook, if the teacher is going to introduce the grammar in that textbook, so he is going to correlate it. By correlating, the students learn it. So that is it. For that purpose it is called as correlation, and it is called incidental because incidentally it is learned. So these are some important points are there in this method. Students know the practical use of grammatical rules. So learning of grammar and textbook is gone simultaneously, so it can interfere with the normal teaching. So these are some important points in this method. So we learn incidentally or correlatively the grammar. It is called incidental or correlation method. Next method is that the deductive method. We have seen some example in last video. This method is used with senior learner who have already learned. Those have learned the language, little one, it is used for them. This method insists rules first and later examples. It means that first rules are explained, then after it the examples are given. A lot of examples are given to understand that rule. The teacher gives the rule or definition of a language to form a new sentence or new languages. Teacher tells the rules, and reinforcement is done by given ample examples. For example, when the subject of the sentence is third person singular, the verb added s or es at the end. This is the general rule. So the first teacher introduced this rule, and then he introduced some examples. So examples are given. He goes to school every day. Here he is a third person singular. Then Ram plays cricket. Ram is also the name of the third person, and it is a singular. So we have es here and we have yes here. So we added yes or es when the subject of the sentence is a third person singular. That is the method. First the rule is explained by the teacher, and some examples are given to learn that rule. So that's why it is called a deductive method. So the important points of these methods are rules and definitions are introduced first, then ample examples are provided to prove the rule or definition. Such like this, here the rule is given, and here I have provide two rules. Again the students have doubts, the teacher provides some more and more example to learn that rule. That is, ample examples are provided. So teacher asked to apply these rules by asking more examples, and when students are understood this rule, then teacher asks, give me some examples of this type of sentences. So here we learn the grammar by learning the rule and then giving more examples to them. That is the method, the deductive method. The last one is that the inductive method. This method insists on lots of examples first. Here it is opposite to the deductive. The students observe the examples, and then students are asked to form generalization by observing the sentences. Here the teacher provides some examples and asks students to observe all these examples and find out the common in this example. So student observe and form the generalization by observing the sentences. For example, teacher provides such example: he goes to school every day, Ram plays cricket, she goes to market, etc. Such examples are given to student, and teacher asks, observe this example and find out the common in this example. Then student from the above example, the student observe the examples and brought the rule that when the subject of the sentence is third person singular, the verb added s or es at the end. So example, the student again provide the example: she brings vegetables from market. So etc. uh, this type the grammar is learned. So important points in these methods are: this method helps to draw conclusion and form a rule. That is the first thing. Then functional aspects of language learning is happen. It is easy to get mastery over the language by this method. So in inductive method, first examples are given, then rule is or generalization is formed. That is the inductive method. So whatever I have present before you, the methods of teaching grammar, I have took some references from these books and website. You also study these books in for to learn in detail. I hope you understood the methods of teaching grammar. If you have any doubt, you may ask me on LMS or in a chat box. Thank you very much.